Welcome back to the channel. Today, the eShop, as well as other consoles, get a treat of a game in the form of Frogun. It's a retro-inspired 3D platformer in the style of some 3D platformers from the 32-bit era in both look and feel. Thanks to the publisher, I've been able to give the game a go, and in today's review, I'm going to tell you about it and if I think you should pick up the game or not. So grab your Frogun and hang on as I dive into the adventure with Frogun for the Switch. In Frogun, you play as Renata, who has a frog-shaped grappling hook as her friend. Her parents are explorers, who normally take her on adventures, but this time, they decided to leave her behind because they deemed the latest adventure too dangerous. After a few days of being bored, and thinking that her parents are in danger, she decides to go rescue them, with her buddy to help her. Like I said before, Frogun is a retro-inspired game. Normally we see that referred to the 2D stuff, but here, we have a game that's inspired by 3D platformers from the era of the PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, and even the N64 to a degree. Unlike a lot of those games though, from the early era of 3D, Frogun actually is probably better in the platforming department. Jumping from spot to spot feels tight and precise, and I love the addition of an easy to spot shadow to really help you nail those tight jumps. Of course, the main gimmick is that frog gun. With that, Renata is able to do a variety of things. She's able to grab objects and enemies. She's able to launch herself across gaps and even move objects. It's a core function of the gameplay, and it's fun to use. There is some auto-aiming to a degree, but you can be precise by holding down the left trigger and aiming with a stick. Again, I love the frog gun mechanic. It's fun to use. You cannot forget the level design either. In each stage, Renata has to find her way to the end, and along the way, there's loads of goodies to get, just like a classic 3D platformer should have. There's coins, emeralds, notes, and other stuff hidden away. Very often, treasure is in hidden spots, and you'll need to rotate the camera to discover where they might be. It's something like Toad's Treasure Tracker, with lots of nooks and crannies to discover. It's just fun to explore. The levels do get more challenging, especially when you go off the beaten path, but luckily, there is checkpoints to tag to save your progress. You can go back to activate them again too, so if you need some safety, just in case you might fail a difficult section of a level, you can abuse these to a degree. Unlike 3D platformers of the 90s, this doesn't have a life system, so if you do get knocked out, or fall off stage, you can keep retrying until you get it right. There is a lot of stuff to unlock too, with the goodies you find. Once you unlock the Hatter, you're able to spend coins on goodies, like different hats, game art, and more. Those emeralds you collect can unlock treasures that can serve as upgrades for the main character. There's even 2-player duo arenas to unlock and challenge your friends in local mode. As for the aesthetics, I just love the look of the game, but I really love the facial expressions of the main character. She's super expressive, and in the included photo mode, you can really see the lengths they went to give her a lot of character. Also, there's some included filters to replicate looks from years past, like the old tube TV, arcade monitor look, LED look, and such. It's a nice touch, and arguably replicates looks far better than other games, though the crispy look is fine, and that's probably the one you're going to use the most anyway. The only thing about the game that I feel could need touching up is the auto-aiming. Now it's decent enough, and you can be precise when needed, but at times it's not as strong as I'd like. This really only becomes apparent when you really need to act fast, or when you're going through the racing segments. The auto-aiming or quick aiming isn't always quick enough or accurate enough when you're in a crunch, and sometimes that will lead you to falling off a stage or just making a mistake. Again, you only really notice this when you need to act fast. Generally though, you won't have any issues for the majority of the game. It never stopped me from playing, and I think for the most part, it is a solid experience. Details aside, I think this is a really awesome game. I love the gameplay, it's just fun to explore and replay the levels to find everything. It's a quality game, perhaps one of the best indie titles I've played all year. I love the retro aesthetic, but I love and appreciate the modern touches that make this game such a joy to play. So yeah, you should get this game. I think it's quality. It normally on the eShop will sell for $14.99, which is a great price. But right now, there is a launch sale of just $11.99 on the eShop until the 15th of this month. Absolutely get it. For $12, I think it's a darn good deal for a fun 3D platformer. Anyway, that's my review of Frogun. I've been having a blast playing it, and will continue to play it for sure. Before I go today, I do have a question for you. What are some of your favorite retro 3D platformers from yesteryear? Feel free to post your answers in the comments. I'm curious to see. As for myself, I love those Crash Bandicoot games, Spyro games on the PlayStation, and of course cannot forget some Nintendo 64 games like Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so yet, make sure to click on the subscribe and notification buttons so you can stay in the know of upcoming videos. I got another review on the channel coming later in the week that covers not one, but 2 game collections. Look out for it. I got some videos down below in the comments and at the end of this video for you to check out if you wish. But that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.